Ladies and gentlemen, I have a very important update. This year marks 10 years since I started doing stand-up comedy, and I thought throughout my professional career, I probably saw it all. At least I thought there was nothing else that could really surprise me. That was until early 2023 when I received some legal paperwork at my front door. It was literally right there underneath my little front welcoming mat, there to ruin my day. It was a summons, a government document telling me that I had to go to court. So, what was the charge? Was I drink driving? No. Did I hurt someone? No. Was I violent? No. Did I break any rules? No. Did I injure someone? No. But apparently, I did something illegal. Well, illegal here in Australia anyway. You see, I was being taken to court because we lack freedom of speech laws here. And I was being taken to the Human Rights Commission over a joke that I told on stage. Me, a comedian. Just wrap your head around that. A comedian tells a joke, someone complains, one person complained, mind you, and then they have to go and defend themselves. Have to spend money on lawyers. Madness. I've been cancelled, or at least attempts at cancellations have been made a number of times. 4 times for real cancellations, that is. The first time was a Holocaust joke in 2018 at the Melbourne Comedy Festival. If I told that joke now, I'd be the leader of the Greens Party. But anyway, it wasn't cool to make fun of Jews all the way back then. In 2019, it was a joke about the Christchurch massacre. The Muslim community was very mad at me. COVID was around for the next 2 years, and then after that, the third time was because of a jumping castle tragedy. They didn't like that joke. And then this time, back in 2023, it was a joke about Aboriginal people, Indigenous Australians, Native Australians. Now, if you don't know, as a white man, I can't make those jokes. You're not allowed to. It's an unwritten rule in Australian comedy. And I thought, fuck that, I'll do what I fucking want. Because, well, it comes from a good place. I'm fucking around. I don't mean anything I say. And yeah, I got the normal death threats and all the people reaching out to sponsors and all that shit. But this time it was different. This time I was in legal trouble. Now, if you haven't seen the clip that somebody filmed at a show and put it on TikTok, that was me. That was probably a bit silly. I now know that the people on TikTok have no fucking sense of humor. Anyway, here it is. So I thought, let's try and get me cancelled one more time, all right? Let's start off real slow, all right? Let's move our way into it. Like when you're skipping at school, you got to warm up, all right? Recently, I recently gave my grandmother a frangipani for her birthday. Delicious, right? Wonderful, fantastic. She grabbed it. She said, "This is great. I love frangipani trees. They're wonderful, but it's a bit heavy." She said, "Can you take it?" And I said, "Sure. Where do you want me to put it, Gran?" She said, "Can you put it at the back in the garden?" I said, "Gran, where in the garden?" She said, "Can you put it next to the natives?" I said, "Gran, they're First Nations people, all right?" "And why are they in your shed?" It's so easy to write Aboriginal jokes. They write themselves. The most Aboriginal word in the world, corroboree, has the word robbery in it. White people in Australia never really culturally appropriated Aboriginal culture because there's nothing that we really wanted except for the kids. Let's be honest, we never looked at tapping sticks and thought, oh fuck, we need those. I thought I'd never seen Aboriginal pornography before. And on top of that, I thought I'd never seen an Aboriginal pornographic magazine. It turns out I have. It's just known as a different name, National Geographic magazine, all right? One more. This is the piece de resistance. Have you ever seen a transgender Aboriginal? Of course you haven't. They're hard to spot because the ladies already look like blokes. There you go. Now, I mean, because people know that I'm a comedian and I'm not a politician saying this, surely you should understand that that's not hurtful. I'm being humorous. People laughed. Get over it, for fuck's sake. But I guess some things should remain in comedy clubs or on specials and all that type of stuff. Apparently TikTok's just not built for that. There's too many fragile people on there. Personally, I would never be such a sad individual that I would go and complain to the Human Rights Commission over a joke. I don't think there's any joke that I could ever hear that would make me do that. But one person did, one lady. Now, I've got two important notes here before I go on. Some people said that I faked all of this. No, I showed the documents in a previous video, or at least some of them. I had to redact a lot of information because of confidentiality. Not mine, the person who complained. Apparently it's a big problem if you say their name. So I won't do that. And secondly, I've been doing jokes about Aboriginal people since I was young, because I played football, rugby league, with a lot of Aboriginal people, and we all made fun of each other. That's what we did. I tell jokes about white people, black people, brown people, all people. So fucking, if you don't like that, don't come to the fucking show. My family's not sacred, and nor is yours. And if you think they are, fuck off. The complaint read, and I quote, "As an Aboriginal woman, this man made me feel unsafe within my community and throughout Australia." Through a joke. I fear for my daughters and all Aboriginal people. The pain and fear I feel right now is indescribable. I am scared for my children. End quote. Because of a comedian. Because of a comedian. And what did she want out of all of this? She wanted, and I quote again, an apology and training. I needed to apologize and then be trained in how to say appropriate things. Fuck you to the moon, lady. Fuck off. Now, to go through what's happened since then in the quickest possible way, I know some of you already know about it, but here are the cliff notes. They wanted me to appear on a certain date. Couldn't do that because my son was being born just around that date. So they moved on without having the initial conciliation conference. I was then to go in front of a tribunal, a little courtroom. That was the information we were given. My lawyer and I were given. We were given that information saying the tribunal is waiting. And then that's all we heard for a long time until now. We have received information about it. Now, I know I'm being jovial about this, but it worried me, obviously. I don't want to get in trouble. I do this to make people laugh. Fuck, it's ridiculous. But this is a gross overstep and a harassment of free speech in this country, and the Queensland Human Rights Commission should be ashamed of themselves. In saying all of that, I can confirm a decision has been made. The tribunal then won't continue with the complaint and is considered finalised. We fucking won. This is a massive win for free speech in this country. Surely this gives us some hope that you can tell jokes and not get dragged before government officials. This isn't 1984. This is ridiculous. And I want to just, for a moment, thank everyone who supported me through it, bought tickets through the whole thing, bought my book, and the people, I got offered by so many people free legal advice, services, the whole legends. I appreciate you. But also, I'm not happy that this lady was upset. I'm not your enemy, all right? I'm not a fan of racism or sexism or any of those, anything. This is horrible that you feel so attacked. But you need to understand where someone's humor comes from. Humor comes from a good place. And the reason I can say these jokes and get away with them and people laugh at them is because everyone knows I'm not fucking being truthful. It's not real, it's pretend. It's the same reason that Keanu Reeves playing John Wick can kill someone and no one's terrified of him in real life. So, where do we go from here? I'll tell you. We go on tour.
In all of our lives, all of us, he, she, they, them, Zers, or even vegans, there is but one moment that will decide our futures.
And that moment is, ladies and gentlemen, getting tickets to see Isaac Butterfield. That's me on tour. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, my Australian capital city tour is now on sale. Massive shows, the biggest, the best hour that I've ever done in my beautifully bearded, humble opinion. It's all at isaacbutterfield.com. We're in Melbourne, we're in Bendigo, we're in Brisbane, we're in Adelaide, we're in Newcastle, Sydney. That's where I'm filming my brand new special. And then we are in Perth all throughout November and December. And for those of you in America and the UK, I'm coming, I swear. Just have to get some things sorted out in the background that if I talk about right now, they might not get sorted out by the powers that be. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't wait. I'll see you at the show. isaacbutterfield.com is the place to grab your tickets. And thank you for your support. I'll see you very soon. Toodaloo au revoir. Bye-bye.